Alrighty folks, welcome back to Hytale. One of these days, I'm gonna say that, and we're actually gonna be playing the game. But today's not that day. We're back on the website. They made this post a couple weeks ago at this point, but it's fine, right? Because you guys, you come to me for the first look at Hytale news, so unless I've taken a look at it, like you haven't seen it. It's new content. Don't worry about it. So they released a little preview of Zone 3. They did Zone 1 a while back, and I made a video on that. Feel free to watch it. It's in the Hytale playlist that I've got on my channel. This time, though, it's more of a snowy, the Minecraft equivalent's kind of like the taiga, spruce forest sort of biomes, it looks like. And Zone 3 isn't going to be like the final name of it, but it's just kind of a placeholder they're going by now, just like Zone 1 won't be the final name for Zone 1. It'll actually have probably a cool name to go along with it, but they'll release that down the road. So, as I was saying, kind of like spruce-looking trees all over the place, pretty dramatic landscapes, although all the zones kind of seem to have dramatic landscapes. I don't recall what Zone 2 is going to look like, though, because they haven't done a full release on that. They're going out of order. Why do you go from 1 to 3? I feel like I've missed something. Anyway, they've got snow, and it looks like polar bears, snowy owls, snow caves, bioluminescent mushrooms, things of that nature. It looks like they released a little YouTube teaser at a convention they previewed at a few weeks back. So why don't we take a look at that real quickly? Sounds like some Harry Potter music going on here. Hopefully original for the game, and I don't have to worry about copyright. Cool. Thanks, guys. There's a wolf in the foreground there. There's a polar bear just hanging out on a boulder. Looks like you could use some snow. And just a beautiful forest landscape. Sizable trees. A little mouse just chilling there with those rays that are coming through the forest. That's pretty sweet, dude. Bioluminescent cave, bioluminescent mushrooms. I'm about this. Those little details. Oh, the snow falling in. It's like an underground village of sorts or dungeon, mine shaft, lava at the bottom. Are those northern lights? That's so sick. One day I'll get to see the northern lights, but probably not. So I'll probably have to just do it in Hytale. Anyway, there we go. A little video preview, I guess. So as I was mentioning before, at launch, each zone will have a name. You may have already caught a glimpse of a few of them in some of the materials. The names aren't final, so they're calling them Zone 1, 2, 3, etc. in the meantime, as well as whatever secret stuff they haven't even shown us yet. Zone 3 is a wintry region comprised of forested valleys, tall mountains, and deep caves. Each zone has an affinity with a particular aspect of elemental magic, and in Zone 3's case, that means water in all its forms, from winding rivers to snow-capped peaks and icy glaciers. So it's really cool. It looks like you got really, really snowy areas, and then really cool depth of field as well in the shots. Hopefully that's something you can do when you're actually playing the game. Do some cool depth of field stuff or screenshots. Please and thank you for the sake of YouTube thumbnails, so I don't have to actually isolate the background. Much appreciated, guys. I'm sure you're taking care of it. You're doing stuff that's going to be catering to videos, so thanks in advance. And then also, oh, dude, that ram. I think in the trailer that they released a while back, this is the ram that the character was like riding as it was about to face off with a boss with a fiery sword or something, if I recall correctly. I'm not entirely sure, but that ram, the fact that you can tame it, I think, and ride it around, I'm about that. Reminds me of the quest ram from the Twilight Forest, except you couldn't really do much with that thing. So I'm down. Imagine if you could actually have a mount that can do damage by charging into your opponents or whatever PvE you're trying to face. I'm all about that. That environment looks sick. Look at those tall freaking mountains with the gradual slopes up rather than it just being like sheer cliff. All about that terrain gen. It's looking sweet. And then, as we saw in that little preview there, it looks like we got some caves and they've got the bioluminescent mushrooms. So who needs torches when you have mushrooms instead? Definitely substitute for each other. Hey, I get it. Minecraft mushrooms, they emit some light, which is still bizarre to me. Why that's actually the case. Are they supposed to be bioluminescent? But in any case, these are legit. They've got some nice blue glow and stuff like that. And also, obviously, torches you can carry with you and they'll emit light. Like, you don't have to put them on the walls, although I'm sure you can, and all that stuff. Mine entrance prefabs like this one are found throughout the world. This example from Zone 3 is bigger than most and provides access to pre-existing underground structures, handy if you don't fancy digging a tunnel the hard way. That's pretty cool. So this actually marks the opening? of a tunnel. So I'm curious if the way that the thing generates, is it one entire gigantic pre-done structure that goes all the way from the surface of the world down to the bottom? Or is it like a modular system where you have one that spawns on the surface and then it's able to choose from another set of pieces that kind of attach the base, but they can all look different? And then you have other pieces that can attach to the side of that base and just branch out into a bunch of mines that have different kinds of prefabs all attached via connectors that are like universal. Oh man, that'd be freaking sweet. This is an example about how multiple mineshaft prefabs can be dynamically combined to create unique underground environments. It spawns multiple prefabs that flow effortlessly because each prefab node ends in a staircase or ladder. It's a good thing that I just posed that question there rhetorically, knowing that we'd be able to follow up with a very, very concrete answer to how I said that. So I guess that surface thing will have a ladder that like extends down from the bottom of it, and then that can attach to any number of different underground things, which can then branch off into different prefabs that attach to that one. So maybe no two mines will ever be the same. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. The next prefab will continue that ladder or staircase, making it have that rad flow was the most important thing for me. Baxter, that's a quote for the ages, dude. You gotta make sure when you're developing games that you get that rad flow. You make me excited by being so excited about it with your word choice. It's great. Same process used to generate dungeons. In this example, you can see a rock and snow of a procedurally generated cave leading out into a prefab dungeon encounter, including a skeletal defender. Yeah, that thing looks real spooky. Has the glowing blue eyes, which kind of match the bioluminescent mushrooms and the blue ice looking part of the whole thing. So this is like a scripted encounter, some kind of boss fight that you can find here. I'm down with that. Is the skeletal defender the boss? I'll be honest, no offense to you, Mr. Skeletal Defender. You look a little bit small, kind of akin to just regular Skelly in Minecraft, so I'm hoping that you're kind of just like a precursor, or you defend the crypt where then the boss will spawn or something. I don't want to underestimate you, but you don't seem like a boss. Maybe it is. Maybe that's not even its final form. There's more to it than meets the eye. I don't know, but that looks like a pretty cool underground area. I'd be stoked to stumble upon that. I'm digging it. Back on the surface, time of day and weather changes dramatically, alter how the landscape feels. Here, the setting sun introduces a burst of orange and pink to Zone 3's palette of cool blues, grays, and browns. Dude, I like how it has the shader-esque looking sun rays that just peer through the trees and stuff. Like the God's rays, if that's what you want to call them. It's pretty sick. Rendering and lighting effects are enormously useful for creating atmosphere. Zone 3 is an area of natural beauty that played host to some of the darkest moments in Orbeez history. There's a somber sense to the region, even when you're surrounded by nature. Look at those God's rays coming through. I can't point them out because it causes the pause icon to come up on the video, but just that illumination over the mountain and the rays coming through the trees and the clouds, and sick. Dude, this is gonna be so cinematic. There are gonna be people who just make like montages on YouTube of the scenic natural beauty of the Hytale in-game world or something. Looks like we got a little bit of concept art about some of the structures that can be found. Outlander pools. It's some kind of like alien technology that's going on here. Traces of corruption. Dude, is there gonna be corruption? Once well maintained, the houses have started to succumb to corruption and decay. Oh my god, is the taint back? Are we gonna have to deal with the taint? Sean lives in the tallest building. Corrupted fountain, reinforced corrupted forts. Area around is contaminated. Dude, we're actually gonna have taint spread that we have to deal with. I'm not looking forward to it. It's gonna just spread forever and take over the whole world, and I'm gonna be stressed about it. I'm gonna live a peaceful life in Zone 1, and then all of a sudden, like a year into my Let's Play on that world, I'm gonna see the taint spreading over the horizon. By that point, it's gonna have been such a big spread of taint that there's no way I'm gonna be able to stop it. I'm just gonna have to end my world. Okay, it'll provide a dramatic element to our Let's Plays. Finding the taint. Central to that history are the Outlanders, who call Zone 3 their home. We'll be revealing more about this breakaway human faction in the future, but in the meantime, here's another example of how Hytale's prefab system generates camps and forts based on designs laid out by our concept artist. Oh, so they're not aliens, they're actually just the residents of that area? Wait, so you're gonna have different races of, like, humanoids and stuff to interact with? I didn't realize that. Figured you're just gonna have normal villagers, but now we have different factions and stuff like that. What? And are they gonna all, like, some of them will hate each other and some of them will be cooperative and work with each other? Sweet. And then we got like another little image of one of the Outlander villages. Kind of want to see what the purple pool is, though, or maybe that's just when a pool has been tainted, corrupted. Sorry, it's not taint, it's corruption, but whatever. I can't not call it the taint. I mean, come on. And then sturdy thatched buildings and communal fire pits provide a different perspective on life in Zone 3. It's not all ice and danger out here in the wild. But then again, sometimes it is. Oh, is that the thing that in the trailer when they were riding the ram? Is this the one that they were trying to face? Some kind of Yeti beast monster thing? Oh, I want to jump on a ram and have a fancy sword and run into battle. And use the ram's horns to lock horns against this thing's horns and just have a freaking sweet battle amidst the taint. It's gonna, that's gonna be my mission when I first play this. I'm gonna be like, I don't really care about anything going on in Zone 1, Zone 2, just need to find Zone 3 really quickly, find some taint, and just observe it. See what the behavior is, analyze it, study it, figure out if it's gonna pose a problem or not. Also, I don't know if the Zone 1, 2, or 3 is progression, or if when you spawn into the world, you could just end up starting in any one of the different zones. It's kind of just, you have options. It's not like linear progression, it's just what they're being called now, but you can kind of go in any order. Not for sure on that. Either way, this looks like a place that maybe I'll spend more time here. I usually avoid all the snowy biomes and stuff when it comes to Minecraft Let's Plays, but there's definitely some more interesting stuff here that we'll probably want to tackle. And also, it's apparently a third of the game if Zone 1, 2, 3 are given kind of equal weighting, plus the other mystery places that haven't been unveiled yet, so we'll be looking forward to those. But maybe they won't even be unveiled until the game is out, which hopefully will happen by summer. Hey, Hytale guys, Simon, can I encourage you to do at least a summer beta release? That'd be sweet. A lot of kids are out of school. They'd be all about playing the game. I don't know, man. I know you're saying it's ready when it's ready, but summer's a good time to be ready. That's all I'm saying. Just something to consider, because I'm sure that you've not considered it already, given that you spent a long time on this game and there's lots of money invested. I'm sure you've not considered important decisions like this before at all. So that's why I'm here, to help you with those decisions. So, cool. Anyway, that's a little preview of Zone 3 for you. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Make sure to like if you liked. If you want to catch more Hytale stuff that I posted in the past, there's a playlist in the description you can check out. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you next time around.